Anyways, moving on to Tanner's pick. Describe us the plot of your pick here and what it is.
Mars Attacks is about Martians invading Earth. These Martians are kind of goofy and weird and kind of gross to look at, and Earth is a bunch of bumbling buffoons. Yes, Dylan.
I have a question. Was this movie supposed to be serious, or was it supposed to be a joke?
No.
Thank God.
What?
It doesn't change my rating of the movie, but it definitely raised a lot of red flags.
The skeletons are like green and red. What do you mean? Is this serious? No, this is like it's a joke. It's a funny haha movie.
You see, Tanner, you do say that, but at the same time, like, I don't get this movie.
I don't get it either.
It's very strange.
I did have to like look it up at one point to see if this was meant to be a comedy or not, because I also just really couldn't tell. Like, there were so many times throughout this film where like they'd say something that definitely felt like a joke, but in no way landed whatsoever. And so I had to ask Jackson, was that supposed to be a joke? And he also just had no idea. Like, basically nothing in this movie works whatsoever.
I disagree. I think a lot of it doesn't work. I don't think everything doesn't work.
What about it really works for you?
I like the zany alien shenanigans.
I don't think that they're that good at all. Like, it feels like they're trying to kind of like go for a Gremlins sort of thing with them. But yeah, but like they're like Gremlins, but not charming whatsoever, and none of the gags are good.
The CGI sucked.
Yeah, they were rough.
Well, you didn't like. What about the gag where like they like blow up the base of the Washington Monument, and then the UFO is like balancing it to drop it on top of some Boy Scouts?
No, that part really just doesn't really work for me at all either.
Why not? That's funny.
Because like they have like just like the whole way that it's shot is really strange, because like they have like that sort of preamble, like a sort of like weird little establishing thing where it's like some Boy Scouts walking up, then they show some other shit for a while, and then eventually they cut back to it and they're, okay, now this is happening, now we're going for it, now they're trying to crush him, okay?
Sure, but the bit in like, you know, bowling and knocking over the Eastern Island heads.
It was just some shitty CGI there.
It was back and forth. I will say I have two predominant thoughts on this movie. The first is I like their commitment to the skeletons, the red and green skeletons they constantly use throughout the entire movie. Not saying that was good or bad, I just like the commitment. The second thing being, I like how they killed off all of the A-list actors and left the B-list actors as the survivors and the sole, like, central focus of this movie.
It's a weirdly stacked cast.
It is a star-studded cast that they just do nothing with.
Yeah, they also just killed all of them, so that's
yes.
I don't know.
And yet, despite that, they still have way too many characters in this film, and also, basically none of them do anything ever at any point.
Hey, the boxing guy does stuff. He's pretty cool.
Yeah, I guess so. Like him and his family are like the only people who like really feel like, I don't know, people, I guess. Like everyone else is just like some fucking character. And like,
what about the kid with his grandma? He's kind of a character.
That was
the donut.
It's like, my parents are assholes, so I'm gonna leave them to die.
Quick question. Did you guys, like, immediately realize that one southern, like, soldier kid was Jack Black, like, right off the bat? It took, like, a couple of scenes. Like, I didn't recognize him straight away.
Yeah.
Like, you can't recognize him with short hair?
He was slimmed down and also had really buzzed hair, so I did not recognize him in, like, the first minute or two.
Yeah, I realized it was him.
Yeah, no, I didn't recognize it was him until he was, like, about to die.
I didn't realize it was him until he was getting on the bus to leave.
By the way, I watched this movie on 9/11.
Oh.
Did that improve your experience?
You know what? I'll say yes.
There you go. And also, like, you know, just the elephant in the room, the big CG elephant in the room. The aliens look like shit in this movie, by the way.
They really do.
Yeah,
it's
totally.
terrible.
I feel like they could have used practical effects for the actual like costumes of them too.
Yeah.
Like there's a way they could have made that work, but they just didn't. They just used really bad CGI.
I mean, they did when they were hauling the bodies off at the end of the movie. They used like props or whatever.
Speaking of those bodies, their heads were supposed to fucking explode. That's what killed them. But like a lot of those bodies did not have exploded heads.
For sure, for sure.
And also speaking of the dead aliens, by the way, so like earlier in the film, we see that, like, you know, it's only like fucking 5 of them or some shit who are at the, like, the initial like meeting or whatever and just are blasting people and killing them all. Yeah. They're fucking surrounded by soldiers everywhere who are just like lighting them up. How come only like one of them dies there? And I know that like later in the movie we see that they're bulletproof apparently, in like one scene near the very end of it. I don't know why they wouldn't show that to us earlier. But also, they get fucking destroyed by a dude just fucking punching them. So how are they bulletproof but also not immune to guy's fucking fists?
I'm pretty sure I saw one of them get headshot by a handgun in one scene, but I guess that doesn't help your point. I guess that just proves it more so.
Their bullet resistance is scene dependent.
Okay.
Yes. And also, in that particular scene Nico's talking about, why of all times did they, like, throw down their guns and accept a fist fight with a dude that's twice their size? Why did they just blast him like they have every other person leading up to this point?
Because they're goofy gremlin-type characters. They're
movie's
doing
dumb.
goofs.
It was entertaining.
They think it'd be funny.
It was entertaining enough to watch, but it wasn't a great movie. It's dumb and doesn't make any sense.
Based.
I have written down here what a terrible looking pizza. Oh wait, no, I remember now. That in the White House, the daughter, she gets brought a pizza. I'm like, that is the worst.
No, man, that's...
Surely if you're the president's daughter, you can get a better looking pizza than that.
No, man, that's like Little Caesars quality. It's alright. It's serviceable.
Alright, so does anyone else really have any thoughts on this film?
No.
No.
Yeah, this movie did the cardinal sin of being a comedy and not being funny.
Was it a comedy? Did we? I asked that.
It was.
Absolutely.
Yes, it's a comedy.
Oh, okay. It doesn't change my rating, but it makes so many more things clear.
What is your rating then, Dylan?
D-.
I'm pretty close to you. I gave it an F+.
Dude, Jackson, reading my mind here. I'm also giving an F+. Tanner, please tell us how you're giving an A+ now, or an S-
I'm
or
gonna
some
predict
bullshit.
right now that I have a feeling that I have a feel. What the fuck's his name?
It's gotta be like Captain Alex all over again.
Uh-oh. What's the fucking guy's name who made this movie?
Oh, yeah, it's
Tim Burton or whatever?
one guy.
Tim
Not Tim
whatever.
Yeah,
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton.
Yeah.
I have a feeling Tim Burton films, other than Nightmare Before Christmas, are not going to do well on our rankings.
I guess.
I mean, like, with a lot of his films...
I don't think it's any of our styles.
With a lot of his films, they're, like, really stylized and shit, you know? Like, they have...
How is this not stylized?
No, this one is not stylized at all. It looks like shit, okay?
Shit is
Like
a style.
I think the march and design itself is kind of iconic and stylized, but that's about it.
What's your ranking, Tanner? Come on.
Yeah, what is your ranking?
You guys dropped me down to a C.
Dropped you down to a C?
Hold on, I'm trying to think if I'm plus or minus.
Oh my god.
Why not just be a
I'll
flat
just
C?
be. I'm gonna be a flat C.
We'll never
Okay.
get an F-tier movie because of Tanner.
True.
It's fine. It doesn't matter.
You didn't put an F tier either, dipshit.
I have a few F-tier movies.
So do I.
That puts it at a D.
Crazy.